Sevilha Contabilidade has been working over 25 years to help companies and entrepreneurs settle their businesses in Brazil. Here to talk more about the challenges foreign companies face is its tax expert, founder and CEO, Vicente Sevilha. Vicente, welcome.
Thank you.
So introduce us to the firm. What type of services do you offer clients?
We work with accountant services, and our services start at the very first moment in the company. We help anybody who wants to set up business in Brazil. From the setup of company, help you to understand how the Brazilian laws treat the establishment of a company in Brazil. And after you have your company already established, we help you to control your company, providing accountant services like balance sheet and P&L, and also to providing you management reports and financial reports so you can control your branch in Brazil. So the internal taxations and international taxations questions, and also provide to our clients services regarding to payroll and employees control.
What type of challenges do you face within the jurisdiction and how do you overcome those?
It starts in the first moments and to understand how Brazilian laws works. So everyone who wants to do business in Brazil can use our company to help to understand the Brazilian regulations and to understand how to start doing business in Brazil, because this is the main point. After you understand how things work in Brazil, those challenges becomes daily work and you can do it easily.
And tell us more about the tax implications affecting foreign companies in Brazil.
If you think about any company in any place of the world, they start trying or thinking into business in Brazil by comparing their products with the Brazilian market. So they look to the products that they have and think that we have a good product with a good price, let's introduce this in the Brazilian market. At this very first moment, you perhaps can do some mistakes, because when you pick your goods here in Europe, for instance, and send it to Brazil, in the moment those goods arrive at the port or at the airport, you have to pay a lot of taxes. You pay in advance. And this will increase the cost of operations. So you cannot use the same price you use here to the Brazilian market. So what we do, we help you to understand what kind of impact you will have when you deliver those products within Brazil and how it will cost after that.
So how can companies go about establishing a branch in Brazil?
Well, I see different strategies for different companies. For instance, if you think about a great company who will manufacture things in Brazil, in this case, the challenge will be to find a good place, and you need to think about logistics, because Brazil is a very wide country, it's a very big country, and logistics is a main question. At the same time, when you think about logistics and you choose a place to establish your plant, you need to think about taxations, because depending in which state you put your business, you have different taxation impacts. So we help you to understand the different laws and the different taxations between one and other states within Brazil. But if you're talking about small business or medium business, you can start doing business with just an office. And with this office, you start to explore the Brazilian market, making sales and contact, and delivering your goods from your base in Europe or any other place in the world to Brazil and distribute it within Brazil. And after a while, then think about to have your own plant in Brazil.
And finally, what type of strategy would you recommend to companies who have branches within Brazil?
The first thing you need to think is, who will be the Brazilian resident people who will be the administrator of our business there in Brazil? And this is a very important point, because those men or those women will be the less responsible for all operations in Brazil. So it needs to be someone you trust, someone that is capable to run the business in Brazil. Another question is the place where you want to be established. You need to find an address, and depending on each state you want to put that address, you have different impacts on your company. So this is the first two steps you need to think about: where and who will run the company back in Brazil.
Vicente, thank you.
Thank you, Alan. It's very good to be here with you again.